It's the late 2000s, or maybe the early 2010s. Let's just say it's 2013. You're playing a game on your school laptop instead of researching history or some shit. In the game, you're fighting zombies, or making ice cream, or racing cars. It doesn't matter. Whatever game it is, there's a 99% chance it's running on one of the world's best programs. Flash. Now, before we get into the history of Flash, just a quick reminder, please like, subscribe, all that YouTube stuff, and tell us down in the comments your favourite Flash game. We promise not to judge too much. Initially just an animation software, Flash evolved over time, and after a few company acquisitions and mergers, Adobe took ownership in 2005. Adobe continued to build on the program, making the UI better, giving it new abilities, and increasing its overall applications. Flash was used to make anything from animations to internet apps, but most importantly, it became very popular for game development.
The first Flash game is pretty much impossible to properly nail down. The internet in the 90s and early 2000s was not exactly the uniform corporate wasteland we know and loathe today. But one possible contender for the first ever Flash game is Pico's School, published to Newgrounds in 1999. Pico's School was made by Tom Fulp in response to a large number of angry emails blaming Newgrounds for the Columbine massacre.
Wait, what the fuck?
Yeah, we're not gonna show that. Here's some stock footage of puppies instead. The general gist is a goth school shooter is revealed to be an alien, and in 2021, they released a new version titled Pico's School Love Wins, which was a retelling of the story skipping some of the key plot points, namely most of the murder. But strange point aside, Pico's School was hailed as revolutionary and is a key development of Flash games as a medium. Pico and Pico's School is largely responsible for Newgrounds' rise to fame, and Pico is even a recurring character in Friday Night Funkin', which I did not know.
Flash continued to grow, and Flash games shaped an entire generation of gamers. And Flash developers also continued the long-standing tradition of political statements through video games, with games such as Michelle Obama Dress Up and Obama vs. Romney. So, we decided, now that we are years removed from our school years and desperately crave any sort of experience that makes us forget the constant encroaching forces of age and time, it was time to revisit some of our favourite Flash games from yesteryear. Now, we'll be playing all of these games on Flashpoint, which is an archive effort to restore and preserve as many Flash games and animations as possible. At the time of recording, Flashpoint has over 200,000 games, animations, and other miscellaneous tools in their archive. You can go to Flashpoint's website right now and have a look. You can download a basic version of it, or if you have a few extra bits of storage handy, you can download the entire archive, which is 2.2 terabytes worth of information, if you really feel like it. Now, the first game I wanted to take a look at was Bloons Tower Defense 1, which was probably one of those first ever games that really grabbed my little childlike mind. I think I can remember the first time I played Bloons Tower Defense. It was year 3. It was a wet weather timetable, and I'd just been told Santa wasn't real.
Should we explain that to our non-Australian audience?
About Santa not being real?
No, wet weather timetables.
It's fine. Anyway, Bloons Tower Defense is a tower defense game based off the Bloons series, where the only real common theme amongst them is monkeys and darts. And balloons. Now, before I get into things, I really want to clarify. I am saying Bloons. It may sound like I'm saying balloons, but I'm saying balloons. There is a specific trademark difference between balloons and balloons, okay? And no, I don't know if it's based off the word platoons, because I'm pretty sure it's not, because balloons is only 5 letters long, not including the S. So it's 6 letters long. Which balloons has more letters. It's different. different word. They really got the formula nearly perfect on the first try. Tower defense games outside of the BTD series have never grabbed me for very long periods. But even today, I find myself playing the most recent entry in the series, being Bloons Tower Defense 6. It's available on mobile as well as PC, and it's still a great game to just pick up and play. Bloons Tower Defense was created by Ninja Kiwi, a New Zealand video game developer, founded by brothers Chris and Stephen Harris. Ninja Kiwi have gone on to make a few different properties, but the Bloons Tower Defense series is still by far their most popular property. Dare I say, Ninja Kiwi may be one of New Zealand's best exports that hasn't just been taken over by Australia. Sorry guys, but any of your actors, they're ours now. The Pavlova, we did that. Those are the two examples I can think of, because what else has come out of New Zealand, guys? Come on, be serious. And I don't mean that to be offensive to any of our viewers from New Zealand. I deeply love and respect New Zealand, okay? Spirit of the Anzacs, fellas. Seriously. Bloons Tower Defense is a tower defense game, and there's not much really more to say about it. Bloons come, monkeys kill them, next round. That's it. Look at those silly monkeys go. You can do it, fellas. Go get them. Haha, now I'm one of the monkeys. Wow. The power of editing. I think it was the speed of rounds and difficulty curve which drew me into Bloons Tower Defense in the first place. Rounds are quick, and before too long, your one monkey becomes 6 monkeys plus 2 cannons, an ice bowl, and a super monkey. And then it's also 2 hours later, and you're wondering where all the time went. The downside of Bloons Tower Defense 1 is it's relatively unrefined compared to the later entries in the series. Only one map, 5 towers, and no fast forward ability definitely holds it back from constant replayability versus the latter games in the series. But it doesn't matter. It's basic, it's fun, and addictive. It's the best kind of flash game. Now look, granted, it's not perfect. The sound design is really bad. And overall, there's not much to do strategy-wise. But it's a great foundation for the rest of the series that I still play today. Bloons Tower Defense is probably the most played thing I have on my phone. I would go deeper into the strategy with the game, but there's no strategy. You put an ice tower down, you put a bomb next to it, and you try to save up for a super monkey. It's really that simple. Now, the next game I wanted to touch on was the other part of the reason I wanted to make this video. Freeway Fury 3. Or 2. Or 1. Pretty much all of them. I played these games a lot, and I just wanted an excuse to scour back through Reddit and the internet to try and figure out what these games were called. Freeway Fury 2 was the one that I wanted to mainly focus on. The branching pathways in particular were what drew me back in and kept the idea in my head all these years later. And well, it was the one I first played when I was 12. And as we all know, things that we did when we were 12 are the best things we'll ever be, and we'll never reach those heights again. Well, let's set the scene. You're stuck in traffic, on the freeway. It's terrible, but then, fury. Then, game. Simple. Look, you don't play flash games for their story, okay? It's not Persona, it's not The Last of Us, it's not Hello Kitty Island Adventure. If you want story, move along. Look, well, unless there is a Persona or Hello Kitty flash game, I don't know. Oh, what do you know? There is. Freeway Fury is just a simple, great action car game. Drive cars, boost, ram, leap over cars. What more could you want? Just don't fall off, okay? Whoa! Otherwise, you'll get splattered across the ground and run over. It's surprisingly graphic for a little flash game. You've got a time limit to adhere to, like other arcade races like Sega Rally or Outrun. You may also find special vehicles depending on the route you go down, such as armoured trucks or even a plane. Little me was truly confronted by this rip-roaring action experience. And shock, there was one thing that really startled little 11-year-old me: blood. That's right, you fall off, you get run over. It's bad, it doesn't look good. Like, highway speeds, meat crayons, like that ad. Let's have a look.
Thursday afternoon in a 60 zone.
Freeway Fury was made by Serious Games. Their About section on their website hasn't been updated in a while, but according to that page we have full-time dev Vasco Freitas, as well as Frederico Martins and Francisco Furtado. I really hope I didn't butcher all those names. They are still releasing updates for their game G-Switch, a gravity platformer on mobile and Steam. So good on them for keeping their development going. Gameplay-wise, it's quite good and satisfying to play even today. Mostly it's just leaping from car to car. If you want to play it safe and just drive to the end, it can be pretty easy, but the game encourages you to take risks and jump from one car to another, just trying to string together one more combo, boost that little bit further, just for those few more points, just to add that little bit more risk. And well, Freeway Fury grabbed me when I was younger because it was so mature. Ish. I hadn't really played any games with blood and stuff in them, of course. Had played something like a little bit of Grand Theft Auto, Vice City or San Andreas on my cousin's PlayStation, but this was a little glimpse that video games could be more mature for little old me. And look, to 11-year-old me, this was graphic, this was mature, this was extreme. I might as well have been watching The Evil Dead, because it just blew my little mind. I wish I had some more detailed thoughts, but the Freeway, the Fury, it's just so overwhelming. The point I really want to drive home is that this game rips. It is an incredible journey from start to finish, great to pick up and play, and just go play it. After this video, go download Flashpoint, have a look at all of these games because they're incredible. Now, for our next game, Anastasia's up, so I'm sure whatever they pick will continue this action-fueled adrenaline ride that we are currently on. Take it away, Anastasia.
Now, Ryan, I know you say that in jest, but I don't think you're ready for the level of metagaming that I am about to present to you all. Scholars have argued for decades which Papa's game is the best out of the series, except for Sushiria, because everyone knows that one's the worst. But my ride or die has always been Papa's Pancakeria, since my classmate showed it to me in 2012. With the choice between playing as Cooper or Prudence, I chose Prudence, but of course, I renamed myself. I really should have given myself the name Player, or your name to get the full Cool Maths Games experience. We are then shown of a cutscene where we are getting some pizza from Papa's Pizzeria. Oh my god, it's just like the game! In an attempt to be a good owner, we leave our window rolled down for our dog. But oops, maybe we left her down too low because dog got out and chased a squirrel.
Anastasia, the word squirrel.
We've had this conversation so many times, and I am not backing off. I am pronouncing it squirrel, and that is how I will continue to do so. Thank you very much.
Sorry, folks.
Leave in the comments below whether you say squirrel or squirrel. The next morning, just as we are hanging up our last lost dog poster for Pickles, we get a call from Papa, who says that he's found Pickles at his Pancakeria. So we drive over to Maple Mountains, which, I don't know, that could be crossing state borders for all I know. I don't know the geography of the Papa's universe. When we enter the Pancakeria, Pickles comes running towards us with a little scroll in his mouth. But where's Papa? There's no sign of him. We take the scroll out of Pickles' mouth and it reads, Prudence. Pickles really likes it here at the Pancakeria. I need a favor. Run the shop while I'm gone. Papa Louie.
Okay, hold on. He kidnapped that dog, right?
Oh yeah, 100% he kidnapped the dog.
Yeah, Papa Louie kidnapped that dog.
Yeah.
That's fucked.
Yeah, I understand. Papa Louie's a bastard. Can I please continue to talk about the game?
Sorry again.
First of all, not Papa dead naming me. Second, fucking what? Normally in Papa's games, The main character, at the very least, works for Papa before he ups and leaves. Not only is this messed up for me, but how does Papa know that I have proper food handling skills? This is a massive gamble for Papa. But luckily for him, I am amazing at this game, so he's actually left this place in good hands. The main game is broken up into 3 sections: order, grill, and build. You begin by taking the customer's order, which is recorded on a little ticket represented by icons, which is great for children who can't read and for me, who doesn't want to read. You then move on to the grill station, and this is the first reason why this is my favourite Papa's game. You can just fill all these grills up with pancakes and have those bad boys in the backlog. Even when you unlock French toast and waffles, you can never go wrong with an endless pile of plain pancakes. The third section is the build section, and this is pretty straightforward. Just place the toppings the customer orders, trying to keep things nice and symmetrical. Once you're done, just drag the ticket over to the order and serve it to the customer. You are then scored on a percentage for each station, including the order station, which is just how long they had to wait. Your score then determines your tips, and if you score high enough, you can earn yourself a special ticket. Ooh! Rinse and repeat with each customer until you close. The last customer of the day is the closer. Closers are a bit harder to please and tend to be pickier with their orders. For the longest time, I thought these characters were called closers, like the Chainsmokers song. Adding yet another word to the list of words I've been mispronouncing my entire life because I've only read them. Once the day is over, you collect your tips and all your custom points are accumulated into ranks. Leveling up your rank unlocks new customers, toppings, and increases your pay by a whole $5. And now we get to use those tickets you saved up because it is time for Foodini's mini game show. There are 7 mini games that are rotated each day, and my pro tip is to just give each one a go and see which one you're best at. There's no point wasting all your tickets on JoJo's burger slots. I hate that game so much. Finally, once you're finished at the pokies, you can upgrade your Pancakeria with things like oven timers and a doorbell, so you don't get jump scared by a long, angry line of customers. You can also decorate the store to improve waiting time, giving the customers books to read, bubblegum to chew, and family portraits to stare at. Hats can also improve customer waiting time. These customers can't be mad at me. I'm wearing a sombrero. As you can probably tell by how much unnecessary detail I went into talking about it, I love this game so much. I might even love this game more than life itself. Really, for as long as I can remember, Papa has just been a real Papa for me. He's always been there for me. Even when he made me look after the Pancakeria for him. And the customers have become more like family for me. Rico, Tim, Akari, Hank, Johnny, heck, even Jojo, even though I hate his burger slots. And yeah, this game was just a valuable part of my childhood. And second game. What do you mean? What do you mean game number 2? I just talked about Papa's.
Well, we were supposed to do 2 games. I did Bloons, I did the car game. That was the plan.
I only played Papa's. That's basic. I mean, like, I played other games, but
Papa's?
Papa's.
Do we just want to wrap it up then?
Yeah, let's just wrap it up.
Let's just wrap it up. Flash really allowed developers to make weird little games quickly and easily. Of course, for every Bloons Tower Defense, there was a game where you beat up Justin Bieber, but still overall I think it was a net positive. Flash really attracted all sorts of developers and animators. For some, it launched companies and careers that are still active today. For others, it was a chance for people to get out how much they hated George Bush. Flash really allowed everyone access to the tools that would allow them to create, no matter how weird their plans were. Michael Jackson baby dress-up game. Adobe Flash was shuttered in 2020 due to a number of reasons. and many are saying it was the worst thing to happen in that year entirely. Adobe hoped to encourage content creators to build with new web standards. In plain words, Flash is unprofessional and old. Make better stuff. Flash also slowly became rife with security concerns, which happens when you're building on a platform that is 20 plus years old. Further, other creation options just got better. Flash sprung into popularity partially due to its ease of use compared to other tools of the time, and the simple truth is, everyone else just caught up. The cynic in me also says that Adobe shut things down due to the amount of money that they could wring out of Flash. It's no surprise to anyone that Adobe has gone increasingly anti-consumer over the years, and I just don't think they could squeeze out any more dollars. Although maybe the money it brought in is the only reason it lasted as long as it did. Nowadays, most online web browser games will run on HTML5, which is apparently more secure, more advanced, and just overall better. We also have the program Ruffle, which is used by many sites, such as the Internet Archive, to help play these games and emulate Flash without the security concerns. Whilst it's not the most perfect emulator in the world, it does get the job done overall. For many people in the 2000s and the 2010s, Flash was the first way they experienced gaming. So many choices, so much variety, and some genuinely great and deep games right at your fingertips. Only sometimes during school hours.
Flash existed in a bygone era of the internet. Before AI, before Google search optimization, before it became the corporate hellscape we know it is today. It's from a time where you could make a tongue-in-cheek game about school shootings, and it would launch an entire game medium.
Flash is one of the best things to ever happen to the gaming landscape, and it will forever be missed. Thank you all for watching and joining us on another trip of Nostalgia Bait. Tell us down in the comments what your favourite Flash game is, and what you would like us to take a look at in the future. We definitely enjoyed our deep dive into Flash games in this episode, and we'd love to do another episode on this topic. Please like, subscribe, ring the bell for another 5 months from now when we upload our next video, and we'll see you all again soon. Thank you.